Okay, welcome to all of you to my channel Math Success Point to take some important questions related with the differential calculus. As I told you, the different types of questions which are correlated with inverse trigonometrical function as well as differential calculus. Similarly, we shall take some more conditions and conditions related with the differential calculus. My dear student, you must have to concentrate over the differential calculus so that you can do better in the integral calculus also, because integral calculus, that is the inverse process of differential calculus, all the properties, all the conditions which we have studied in class 11 in different chapters, whether it may be related with the trigonometrical function or arithmetical progression, geometrical progression, coordinate geometry, means in all the chapters related with class 11. Without these conditions, it may be difficult to get the solution of the questions in differential calculus. Today also I will discuss, because as I told you, you must know the definition and formula first and solve the simple questions related with the formula and definition. Then you go to difficult questions. Break the difficult question into simple. Simple already you solve. You can find out the solution of the difficult questions. I am going to take a very important formula by the definition of derivative. Other properties, other formulas also you can solve by using the similar kind of condition, because that is a very important formula, and I will take some questions related with that condition, because generally the students commits the mistake, even though to find out the solution, to calculate the differentiation, to find out the differentiation of different questions on depend upon this property. It is given over here. Find the derivative of the function fx. Fx you can take y also. That depends upon you. X to the power n by the definition of the derivative. Okay, let me take its value. Concentrate over here because it is very important. I am taking using f dash x will be equal to limit h tends to 0. Dear student, you have studied in class 11 this condition, this definition, minus fx. As I told you, this is a very important. All the conditions, all the functions, whether it may be the trigonometrical function, algebraic function, exponential function, logarithmic function, etc., you can find their differentiation by using this definition of derivative. Okay, because here it is given fx and fx plus h, tell me in place of x write fx plus h only, x plus h to the power n. Wherever it is fx is equal to this one, x to the power n, in place of x we write x plus h, because we need the value of it. Okay, you substitute the value, limit h tends to 0. As I told you, you must have to concentrate. I am telling you the very important formula. In place of fx, write x to the power n upon h. As I told you, you must have to use all the conditions which you have studied in class 9. Okay, we shall expand it by using the binomial theorem. But what is that? In brief, I am just going to write over here a plus b to the power n. It will be equal to NCERT. See over here, a to the power n into b to the power 0 plus C NC1 a to the power n minus 1 and b. Next term also I am going to write NC2 a to the power n minus 2 b square, and so on. You can write a to the power n minus 1, a to the power n minus 2, a to the power n minus 1. A to the power n minus n is 0. That will be 1. That is why I am going to write n, c, n and b to the power n. That is the binomial theorem. You will have to use over here. Easily you can find its value. Okay, let me take h tends to 0. Okay, in place of it you can write nc0, c over here, and x to the power, you see carefully, a to the power n, in place of a that is x to the power n and b to the power g. Next term, you write the next term, nc1, x to the power n minus 1 into b to the power n. Okay, if you want to write the another term, nc2, x to the power n minus 2 and b square. Okay, and so on, you will have to write ncn and b to the power n. Okay, x to the power n, you write as it is. See, my dear student, I have given the very important condition. I want to tell you how you can find out the differentiation of different types of functions. How it is possible? Because so many charts and tables are given in the book or in the sample papers that the differentiation of sin x is equal to cos x and differentiation of cos x is equal to minus sin x. But how it is possible? By using this definition of the derivative, you can find out the differentiation of each and every function. That is why I am going to tell you, because so that you must know it is possible to find out differentiation of each and every function. Okay, you see NC0. I am going to write a formula from the binomial theorem. Factorial n, see here, factorial n upon r factorial n minus r factorial. Dear student, by using this one you can find out the value of the binomial coefficients, whether it may be NC0, NC1, NC2, NCn. NC0 its value is 1. NC1 its value will be n. You can find out. NCn its value will also be n. NCn, n suppose in place of r is n. NCn, n factorial upon n factorial n minus n. 0 factorial is 1. It will be cancelled, n factorial will be cancelled by n factorial, its value will be 1. That I told you, and the value of NCn, that is 1. Okay, let me write, see carefully, limit h tends to 0. Dear student, concentrate over its value. I am going to write 1, b to the power 0 is also 1 plus nc1 n, x to the power n minus 1. But here that is h. In place of b I am taking h because we are having h. Okay, that is why I am not going to write that formula. This is h, and h everywhere you will write h because there is a little space over here. That is why in place of x already we have taken x. In place of b I have mentioned over here. In place of b you take h because we are in need of h here. X plus h. We are going to substitute the value of by using the binomial theorem of x plus h to the power n. Okay, let me write, because it is not required, you write it as it is and you can find it out, x to the power n minus 2 and h square and so on, plus ncn or h to the power n. Okay, dear student, you see, but the thing is that I am going to write x to the power n will be cancelled by x to the power n. Okay, divided by x. I am going to write one more line. Dear student, you see, because it is cancelled. Okay, and you must see over here h that is common here. I will take h common. H you take common within the bracket and x to the power n minus 1 plus nc2, you can substitute its value also, and x to the power n minus 2. H we have taken common, h plus ncn, but one h we have taken common, then its value will be n minus 1. Okay, divided by h. H will be cancelled by h. And thing is that will be differentiation. H will be cancelled by h. Now taking the limit. How you will take the limit? See, if you will take the limit, I am going to take the limit over here. See dear student, because it is very important thing, taking the limit, and when you will take the limit, see, it is free from h. Here it will be 0, means other terms will be zeros, except first term. What is left? N x to the power n minus. That is why you see, what is its meaning? Either you write it d upon dx fx. You can write like that also. And n x to the power n minus 1. Fx is what? X to the power n. Fx is x to the power n. It will be equal to n x to the power n minus 1. That is its differentiation. And generally I told you that the student commits the mistake in such type of questions. And this is the first formula in the differential calculus. Let me take some questions, important questions. Why the student commits the mistake to find out the solution of the questions which are fully depends on the question. I will discuss some questions which are important. And why, dear student, if you are watching my video, then definitely you will not commit the mistake. Because I am discussing each and every point related with the different derivative of different types of functions in the calculus. And time and again, I am telling you different types of questions, discussing a number of questions which are very important related with that particular topic. Okay, I am going to take the question, different questions I will discuss, so that you will be benefited, and not only in differential calculus, in integral calculus also you will not commit the mistake. That is why you see, I am taking one question. See, what is that question? Related with this one. Dear student, differentiate with respect to x, because I will take the variable x. First case, 1 upon x. Different methods I will use over here to differentiate this one. But before that, let me take one thing. Suppose, find the differentiation of x to the power 5 by using directly. I have told you the formula by using the definition of the derivative. Differentiation of x to the power 5. Then here it is in place of n you write 5. X to the power 5 minus 1. 5x to the power 4. This is its differentiation. Clear? Clear the point? Similar kind of thing will be there. Let me take directly solution of it. Differentiate the function 1 upon x. Or you can write it in that way. X to the power minus 1. Because power is minus 1 and you take it in the numerator. Use the formula, same formula, using what you are using, d upon dx, x to the power n is equal to n, x to the power n minus 1. Okay, let me take, in place of n you write minus 1 and minus 1 or minus 1. In place of n, I have already told you write minus 1. Minus 1, it is minus 1 or x to the power how much? Minus 2. How you can write it? Minus 1 upon x square. That is its derivative. Like that you can find out the derivative of different types of functions. Okay? One more method is there, which I told you in the previous videos. What is that method? Which you have studied in class 11. Quotient method. Let me take that also. Quotient method. Dear student, you see that quotient method. How you can find out its differentiation? Because whenever the function will be divided by the function, real function will be divided by the real function, 1 upon x. 1 is real, denominator is real. Then I told you take the square of the denominator, x you take as it is, and differentiation of the numerator you write as it is, and differentiation of the derivative of the numerator. Okay. Derivative of the constant number, constant terms will be 0. That you have studied in class 11. By the definition of the derivative, you also can find out its value. Derivative of the constants will be 0. X into 0 minus, it will be 1. Differentiation of x to the power 1. That will be 1. You can write. If x to the power 1 is there, like that, you see, dx upon x to the power 1, it will be 1 is there, x to the power 1 minus 1 will be equal to x to the power 0 and x to the power 0 is 1. That is why derivative of x is 1. Okay, 1 upon x square. My dear student, you got minus 1 upon x square. Like that you can find out, you can practice a number of questions. You can generate yourself the different types of questions to practice the questions, and so that you will not commit the mistake. Okay, let me take suppose 1 upon x square. Find the derivative of 1 upon x square by using similar formula. Okay, it will be d upon dx. You write it here the solution, and x to the power minus 2. Okay, use it. Same formula you use. X to the power n is equal to n, x to the power n minus 1. But n is minus 2. X to the power minus 2 to minus 1. And that is minus 2, I already told you. It will be minus 2 x to the power minus 3. And its value will be minus 2 x to the power 3. See, very simple. But generally the student commits the mistake in such simple questions as well. Let me take one more question related with the definition. Okay, dear student, because my main objective is to tell you the different types of questions, so that you must know, you must remember that table which is given in your book or in the beginning of the sample paper of the differential calculus. Differentiation of tan x, definitely you will say that is sec square x. But how you got this sec square x? Let me take that one. Okay, d upon dx tan x. You differentiate. Okay, and derivative tan x you can change it into sin x upon cos x. Okay, I told you already this is the cosine form. Numerator, denominator, fx, gx square, cos x whole square, you take. And denominator you write here, derivative of the numerator, sin x, minus numerator you write as it is, and derivative of the denominator, that is cos x. Very simple. Cos x you write as it is, derivative of sin x, that is cos x, and sin x, derivative of cos x minus sin x, as I told you yesterday, divided by cos x whole square or cos square x. That is the same thing. Cos square x plus, because negative to negative term, sin square x divided by cos square x. Okay, and you know, as I told you, all the trigonometrical conditions are very important to use in differential calculus as well as in integral calculus. You must know. Cos square x plus sin square x, its value is 1, and that is 1 upon cos square x. And 1 upon cos square x, that is sec square x. Okay, we got the differentiation of tan x, that is sec square x. Like that, you can solve each and every function, as I told you, whether it may be trigonometrical function, exponential function, logarithmic function, algebraic function, whatever it may be. Let me take some more questions related with the similar kind of thing, and which are very important. As I told you, first you know the definition and solve the simple questions or depend upon definition or formula. Then you go to difficulty. Let me take one more question, and you find out, you differentiate that one also. See, in the differential calculus. Very important question, several times asked in the competitive examination as well as in the CBSE examination. As I told you must have to practice a number of questions related with the total syllabus, because CBSE has reduced the syllabus like anything. But with that syllabus, if you will go to appear in the competitive examination, I think that will not. That is why you must have to practice the questions related with that syllabus which is given in the competitive examination. Any type of question may be asked in the competitive examination. That is why see carefully. Let me take the question. I think you will be very much familiar with this question. X upon 1 plus 10. That depends upon you in what way you find out its solution. One way, to change tan x into sin x form. Okay? And if you don't want to change it, then you can find out its solution directly. How directly you can find out? D upon dx. As I told you, cosine form you will have to apply. Very simple. Cosine form is, this is the numerator, this is the denominator, and you get first of all the square of the denominator, 1 plus tan x whole square. Denominator you write as it is derivative of the numerator, minus numerator you write as it is and derivative of the denominator. Okay, 1 plus tan x you write. My dear student, just before I told you the derivative of x is 1. You also can remember the power in differentiation of the variable reduce, and while you will take the integration of it, power will increase. Like that, because I told you integration is the inverse process of differentiation, but a lot of practice is required to become perfect in mathematics. Okay, that is 1 minus x right as it is differentiation of 1, that is 0. And just before I told you differentiation of tan x, in detail I told you that is sec square. Sec square. Okay, upon 1 plus tan x whole square. You simplify it, tan x minus x sec square x divided by 1 plus tan x whole square. My dear student, like that you can find out the differentiation of different types of functions. First you see what the technique we can apply to find out the solution in the easiest way. Okay, let me take the question which is very important for CBSE examination or other examinations also. Okay, very important question, because several times the question asked in the examination. Because nowadays I am taking some questions which are already asked in the CBSE examination. That is why I am collecting such questions. By keeping in mind your examination, you differentiate it with respect to x. It will be very difficult to differentiate it with respect to x, because you will apply the formula of cos inverse x, means by using the chain rule. Dear student, we are having more simplest formula, easiest formula, and in few lines you can find out its differentiation. But thing is that how you can find out? I told you already. What I told you? Here it is cos inverse. Better to take here also. How you can make cos here? Cos inverse sin x. Sin x will be equal to what? Cos 90 minus theta is equal to sin x. When x lies, trigonometric ratio lies in first quadrant. That is why in place of sin x you can write pi by 2 minus x, because x is here. Okay, and I told you cos inverse is here, cos is here, then its value is pi by 2 minus x. And you can assume, if you want, let y is equal. Okay, why you want this one? Differentiate it with respect to x. Okay, you differentiate it, dy upon dx is equal to, it is constant, its differentiation will be 0, minus 1. It will be minus 1. Differentiation is going minus 1. In place of pi, what you can write? If you want to write answer, you can write in that way. Cos inverse sin x, its differentiation will be minus 1. In the easiest way, you can find out its solution. That is why, my dear student, you see carefully and apply the technique. If you will apply the technique of cos inverse x directly, it will become very tedious, very difficult to get the final answer. And like that, if you will apply this one, it will be easy for you. And I am telling you, the simple question as well as a little difficult, even for the beginners, those are going to start to understand the differential calculus. They can do better, even though the student, those are perfect in the differential calculus. Okay, I am going to take the question for those students who are doing better in differential calculus. Okay, several times this question asked in the CBSE examination, my dear students, and I will use here the chain rule which you have studied, or if not studied, you will have to do. I will tell you in the simplest way. Okay, differentiate e to the power with respect to x, e to the power root x, e to the power root x. Function, let me write the function here, e to the power root x. The question may be asked in any way. Solution. My dear student, directly you can find out this differentiation, e to the power root x. As I told you, the differentiation of e to the power x will be equal to e to the power x itself. But as I told you, we will use the chain rule. Chain rule means you must have to differentiate properly each and every function, because here the function is given. Function of function that is given over here. One function is e to the power x, another function is root x. That is why there are two functions. And you must have to differentiate it with respect to x, both the functions. That is why you must see differentiation of e to the power x is e to the power x itself. Simple. E to the power x itself. But once again I told you, this next function is given root x. Once again you will have to differentiate root x. Root x is x to the power half. Differentiate. Once again you see, one function is e to the power root x. Second function, another function is also given, that is root x. Both the functions you must have to differentiate. That is why it will be e to the power root x. And you know, just before I told you, you use the formula. Using what formula? Same formula, time and again you have to use n x to the power n minus 1. Several times throughout the differential calculus as well as integral calculus, you must have to use it. Okay, it will be half x to the power n. N is what? 1 by 2 and minus 1. Okay, e to the power of x, you calculate it, divided by 2, calculate it, x to the power minus half. Or x to the power minus half is e to the power root x upon 2 root x. You take it in the denominator, power will become positive, and x to the power half is root x. That is its differentiation. Very important, my dear student, several times for 1 mark or 2 marks asked in the examination. My dear student, because more than 20 questions comes for 1 mark and 21 to 25 comes for 2 marks, and then for 3 marks, 4 marks, up to 37, 38 questions. And very simple questions. That is why you must have to see, even though you can form the questions. From the difficult question, if you divide it into simple, you can form the different question for 1 mark each. Value-based questions. Value-based question, you can form yourself. You can generate yourself. As it is given, you have studied, those students have studied the application of the derivative. Find the area of the window which is in your room, whether it may be at home or it may be in the classroom. And what will be the size? When the area will be maximum, so that maximum air and maximum light must enter in that room. And there will not be any need to use the electricity. Just like that thing, you can form, you can generate the different types of questions. And thus that question has come so many times in the examination. Okay, let me take one more question related with that one, my dear student. I do hope that you will be doing, you will solve this question, suppose it comes in the examination or in competitive examination. Very important question. I am telling you this question for the point of view of the class-12 students, those are going to appear in the examination in the coming days. Okay, see, differentiate, very important question. 2 to the power x plus 1 upon 1 plus 4 to the power x. You will have to solve this question. Very important question. As I told you, this is a very important question, and you must know in competitive examination also such question comes. And how you will differentiate it? Let us see. But thing is that tan sine inverse, it is in place of theta x. This is the value of total theta. And you know, the value of sine or sine inverse, sine theta always lies in between this one. That is why its value also should be 2 to the power x plus 1 upon 1 plus 4 to the power x, less than or equal to. Even you simplify that one if you want to appear in the competitive examination. But you must have to write this. Then the examiner will think that the student knows everything. Full marks will be given. You can calculate it by cross multiplication. You multiply here and calculate it. Simplify it. Okay, let me break it. Let fx is equal to, either you take fx or you take y. Sine inverse. How you can break it? 2 to the power x. 2 to the power x plus 1, you can break 2 into 2 to the power x. By taking the formula which you have studied in where? Class A to the power m, a to the power n. These are given in class A. Algebraic condition. But you are using in class 12, you see. Plus 2 to the power x to the power 2. 4 to the power x, I have taken that. That is also given in class A. Class A formula, a to the power m to the power n. It will be equal to m. Same thing I have taken. This is the formula of class A. And how it is important, you see, without that condition, it is very difficult to break it. Okay, let me, student, you must know, let 2 to the power x is equal to 10 theta. And what will be the value of theta? Implies that theta will be 10 inverse 2 to the power x. If it will be required the value of theta, you must have applied it. Okay, dear student, let me take sine inverse to 10 theta. upon 1 plus, in place of 2 to the power x, we take tan square theta. As I told you, you must know all the trigonometrical conditions. And what is the formula? Sin 2 theta. Sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta into cos theta. And another formula, 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. That is also equal to sin 2 theta. Similar kind of theta I am taking here. Sin inverse sin 2 theta. Okay, same thing as I discussed in the inverse trigonometrical function. It will be 2 theta. And theta is equal to tan inverse 2 to the power x. My dear student, you got the very simplest form. It is the solution in inverse trigonometrical function. But it is given, you must have to differentiate. 2, this is 2. 2, tan theta, the value of theta is 2, tan inverse 2 to the power x. Okay? Now you see how you will differentiate it. We are in need the differentiation of it. This is the work of inverse trigonometrical function. Let me take the differentiation of it. How it will be differentiated? Differentiate with respect to x will be twice. There are two functions. Once again we got two functions. Tan inverse x, it is one function. Okay, 2 to the power x, that is another function. That is why you must have to use the chain rule. Okay, then first of all, what is the differentiation of tan inverse x? 1 upon 1 plus x square. X square means 2 to the power x whole square. And you differentiate once again 2 to the power x. Okay, 2 into 1 upon 1 plus, you see, power 2 to the power 2. Same thing you are getting. Just I correct this one. You see, this is what? 4 to the power x. Similarly, 4 to the power x. Here it will be. And once again, differentiation. Let me write over here its value. Differentiation of, this is the formula, 2 to the power x. Or 2 to the power a. 2 to the power x log 2. This is its value. And 2 to the power x log 2. Its differentiation will be 2. You see, 2 into 2 to the power x. 2 to the power x plus 1 into log 2. Divided by 1 plus 4 to the power x. This is its value. My dear student, it is very important question for you, and you must have to get the solution of such type of questions, because I correlated the inverse trigonometrical function as well as differential calculus. Both are correlated to each other. That is why I selected this question. My dear student, you like my video as well as subscribe my channel so that I shall be motivated to give you the important questions as well as the important guidance for your progress, whether it may be the competitive examination or the CBSE examination. Thank you to all of you.